Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Wherever you may be, we are back once again. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How is everybody doing? Give you guys a few minutes to come on in. And then we begin. Wow, that was fast. Your favorite darkness. How are you? Welcome back. Littleness dedicated. Still setting everything up. Are you going to call in tonight, your favorite darkness? Found a channel you'd like rock a lot. I'm over there as well. Okay, then I got to go and check. What's it about? It sounds like music. And if you're there, then I'm there, dude. Hello, Nicole. Hi, hi, hi. Definitely not, but I'll listen. Too Shy. Do you remember that song, Too Shy, from the 80s? It was Kaja Gugu. It's about Gabby. Okay, do me a favor. Remind me at the end of the stream the name. That way I'll go and check it out once we're done. Ah, so you're an 80s type of girl too. Thank you for reminding me at the end the name. I'm sure I'll remember it. I hope I would remember it, but just in case, just remind me later. Thank you. Depeche Mode. Actually, I liked. Do you know Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Simple Minds? Well, Simple Minds was very famous, but do you know Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Awesome. I mean, they always played Relax, but my favorite was actually, and Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. But my favorite was Two Tribes, especially like the remixes. The remixes of the 80s were always the coolest. Even like Depeche Mode, their remixes were really, really good. What's your favorite Depeche Mode song? And they got a lot. I liked Master and Servant. All right, respect. You love Two Tribes. Do you remember the video? Oh my God, it was such a cool vid. And Nicole, are you going to be able to call in tonight? I'm pretty sure once Brian C comes into the chat, he will be able to call in. It was Ronald Reagan and I think Gorbachev were fighting in a ring, and everybody was betting, like all from people from all around the world were watching the fight from around the ring, and they were all betting who's going to win, and it was like, yeah, two tribes, get it? Yeah, that was awesome. They even had, do you remember the song "The Power of Love"? Not the Celine Dion one. I mean, by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Oh, cool. You know your music. Remind me also to ask Brian if he remembers Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I don't think I ever asked him. I'm pretty sure he would know them though. I think Brian was more like into Culture Club. Oh my God. You know what I was listening to the other day, and it's like I'm right back into them now. And I saw them actually twice in concert. Do you remember in the 80s they were kind of like more mellow, but now it was like all industrial. But do you remember a group called Ministry? Hey Chandler, welcome. Still no warrant for him, which means not wanted. Well, he is wanted because It's now been classified as a homicide. So yeah, actually the cops can, once they do find him, put the cuffs on him. So yes, he is a wanted man now. Boy, George is dreamy. You're gonna be best buddies with Brian C. if you tell him that. Or you're not a big fan of their industrial music. I don't know. I like them right from the beginning, so I like all their music. Did you ever hear of their side band Revco, which stands for something else? But on here, I'm just gonna leave it as Revco. Yeah, you better believe it. Psycho Brian's going down. We're gonna take him down together, right? Tag team. Get him in the ring to take another swing. Chandler, what makes you think that he's not wanted? You think just because of the warrant that's going to stop them from making him wanted? Once it's been upgraded to homicide, now all the doors are open. I just think that they're looking in the wrong places. There's no way he can be where they said he was for a week, especially with one backpack. Ambitious gamer, good evening. Welcome to the channel. You're asking how so? They announced today that it's now been upgraded to a homicide after the coroner said that it's now a homicide. So it has been a fact that she has been murdered. It's not like she fell off a cliff or she fell and bumped her head or anything ridiculous like that. So it's definitely a homicide, and he's the prime suspect. John Walsh was taking him down. That poor guy, he lost his son, didn't he? Have to watch Investigation Discovery tomorrow. What time? You're in the East Coast too, right? Eastern time zone, I mean. What time is that at? It's called In Pursuit with John Walsh. If anybody wants to call in, I'm going to re-put the. Oh, I should also pin it. I didn't. I don't think I pinned it. I'll pin it to the top of the chat. It's a StreamYard link. You just you see it on the screen as well. Just click on that link in the pinned comment, and you'll be able to call in. You don't need to have video if you don't want to, but you have to have your mic unmuted so we can chat. Oh, you're on the West Coast, so then it would be, well, what time is it on for you? And then I'll just add 3 hours. But yeah, he probably is in Mexico, Chris. I wouldn't doubt it. And we do have, oh, Ty. Ty is waiting to come on. He's called a few times before. Let me add him to the stream now. Hey, Ty, how's it going?
Hey, I just wanted to call in real quick
Yeah,
to
of course,
mention,
man. Yeah.
so technically speaking, homicide is the fact that she was killed by somebody for some reason. But
Yeah.
technically speaking, that doesn't go as murder quite yet, although he probably will get charged with murder. But what do you mean when you say he's like wanted exactly?
Well, because they always said, that he's missing, but the fact of the matter was he was hiding. He
No,
wasn't
he's
missing.
for sure running. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So
No,
I
I
mean
agree.
that was kind of bold to say that, he was missing. It was
Well,
Gabby that was missing. He was never missing.
agreed. Oh yeah, I'm gonna guess you saw the new stuff about Gabby and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad, man. So sad.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Gosh. And then even one other worst thing about it is they saw grizzly tracks apparently, I heard,
Hmm.
around the body, and so that's gonna be really hard for them
Yeah.
to figure that stuff out. But yeah, I don't think he's in the. I don't think he's there either. I don't think he's in there. I mean, if he is, I mean, did you see like 5 feet? Your favorite darkness? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's saying stop. She's saying stop with the BS. Maybe the first question you asked me. I don't know, but yeah, your favorite darkness. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. I think the distinction is important
Yeah, yeah, of course. So,
because
well,
he
we'll
should
see
have,
what she has
it
to
could have
say.
been a thing that where they fought and then he accidentally. I mean, I'm not saying he did or defending him in any way, but
Was that a naked woman when Ty logged on? Nikki, where? What are you talking about?
what?
There's there. You mean in the background? That's no, that's Gabby in just regular clothes. I think that's what you're talking about. I
Uh,
don't know what you're talking about. A naked woman. I don't. There's no naked woman
yeah, I
anywhere.
don't know, man. I don't know.
The chat's going wild tonight, man.
This just got kind of weird, but I don't know.
Um, your favorite darkness says, hope they release some more information tomorrow. Are
Mm.
you watching that John Walsh thing tomorrow?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Do you know what time
Definitely.
it's on at?
I don't. I can look it up though.
Yeah, I asked her, but she seems to be ignoring me now because maybe you came on the chat and totally ticked her off about something.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Lauren,
maybe. I don't know though.
Lauren saying, "Hey, your favorite darkness." Yo, Lauren. Um, yeah, I don't know what you said. I guess when you first said like, "Oh, what do I mean by um he's wanted or something?" I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I just mean it's important because I mean a lot of people think that like I mean even when he gets found, it's the same situation. They're not going to arrest him. Well, actually, they might
They
because
might.
they might have evidence that we don't know about.
Hmm.
They have arrest warrants. They don't have to tell the public about. They might, but given what we know, I don't think they're going to arrest him.
But I mean, yeah, but we
They
don't know
should though.
what it was on his
Hopefully.
computers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious about the hard drive. Did you see that in the search warrant?
Yeah, there was a Western
What
Digital, right?
is going on with that? How would they know that there is? God, it's gonna be so interesting. This comes out as like a documentary. You know what I mean? When it all
Yeah,
gets figured out, and like we figure out all of the details together. But yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. Lauren, your favorite darkness shouted you out over on Rockalot's chat, so I figured I'd stop by and check you out. Thank you, appreciate that, Lauren. I'm gonna also check out Rockalot. Yeah, your favorite darkness mentioned that channel to me just before or just when I came on live, so I will check it out later on.
So
But
what do you
yeah,
think about
wait
the
a sec. Your
development?
favorite darkness, remind me later again to that channel name. Sorry, what?
What do you think about the developments in the case, and what do you think about how they stopped doing the search for that one day and then they came back? Do you have an idea why they did that? I haven't seen any definitive stuff on that.
No, they haven't mentioned anything about that.
Mm,
And why did they cancel the press conference today? Because the lawyer said it
right?
wasn't happening or something.
Right. I was really interested in that as to why. And yet again, he said he was talking to the FBI. What is going on with that?
But
You know?
even if the lawyer cancels the press conference, shouldn't the police or whatever have a press conference to keep people updated?
I mean, you would think, but I think one of the biggest things is they probably do have some evidence that's reasonable to arrest him, and I think that's the reason why they keep calling him a person of interest even right now. I mean, you have to have evidence to get a search warrant. And by the way, they got a federal search warrant, and that's like magnitudes of it's more difficult to get, and so that means they'll have a lot more evidence. They probably have reasonable cause to arrest him, but they don't want to say he's a person, a suspect, because if
Mhm.
they did that, he's less likely to come forward. He's less likely to come out of hiding. But I don't know. I mean, if he did go in there, I mean, did you see the newscast on WFLA? I mean, apparently it's like 5 feet of water, and they
There's
confirmed
no way he's there. There's no way he's there.
if he's there, there's no way he's not dead. I mean, like the amount of apparently there's a crap ton of gators there and a bunch of poisonous snakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No,
oh,
there's
but
no way. It's been too long.
yeah. By the way, just so you know, actually did find some evidence regarding. So he actually did come home. They actually got some footage of the license plate on a cam from a stoplight. So
But of what, the van?
they were able to confirm that he did come back on the first. He did actually come back.
But are you talking about the license plate of the van?
Yeah, he did drive it back in there. He 100% came back into
But how do we
Florida.
know he was in the van? How do we know he was driving it?
I believe they have pictures of. I mean, who else would be driving it? You know what I mean? Probably.
Well, we don't know because it could be something to do with the parents.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that would be really interesting to see how this goes down. I
Well,
mean,
because
they
you
didn't.
said they had the picture of the driver, the license plate, right?
Yeah.
But not of the person driving.
I mean, they might have. I don't know if they released that, but I mean, the FBI confirmed that he did come back. But yeah, the coroner is doing a whole nother thing. And did you know? I actually heard this, and this was really, really, really like disturbing. But apparently, the coroner came back. So he came there, and then he left, and then he came back and spent the whole day there. Like, what did he miss?
But
Like,
what was the deal with the car? They went to pick up the car from
mm,
the place where
allegedly.
he went hiking supposedly, and then brought it back home.
Yeah, and they said that some police officer left some sort of note on the vehicle that said they needed to move it or something.
Well, they said that somebody was gonna, yeah, they were gonna tow it or something if they left it there.
That's so weird. And then,
That,
right now they're searching on the other side of the reserve, and not on the side they initially were searching. I mean, do they think that he walked 25,000 acres? Well, sorry, it might not be 20, but and do they think he walked, I mean, tens of thousands of acres to the other side? Like,
again, I don't understand why they're still searching that area. It's pretty
mm,
clear he's not there. They haven't found
oh,
anything.
his Spotify, it changed. It changed on the 20th. And there's actually a YouTube video on this where essentially he had a thing that he created on the 29th. So right
Yeah.
after, likely Gabby died, called self-consumption. And then he got rid of the title name. And he's the only one who's, they believe has had access to that account. So he's logged on, and allegedly he also logged in on Facebook Live and like turned it. I mean, it looked like he was on a boat. So he might be in Cuba.
Why would he go on Facebook Live?
I think he misclicked, or that might be misinformation. It's hard to tell in this kind of case, but you know, I mean, I can't imagine that they wouldn't like. How is he not in custody?
Well, you got to find him. That's
I
how.
know, I know. I just like it just doesn't make sense to me that like, I mean, either they would find him on that time period, or he wouldn't. You think that they would use, infrared drones, and they'd be able to just go over the area pretty easily and know whether he was there.
Yeah. What do you think of Word Those comment there on the screen? Do you see it?
Thoughts on van sightings on the 27th?
Yeah, remember that one?
Oh yeah. That was very, very eerie. When the door closed, is that the video?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not defending him. Your favorite darkness, but saying he's a fugitive is not correct. I mean, maybe he should be a fugitive. Maybe he should be charged and legitimately like that. But I mean, to say he's a fugitive is like he has to be charged with a crime, and then they
But
have
again,
to
he
look
might
for him.
be. He might be.
I mean, he would have to be, for him to be a fugitive from justice, he would have to be notified or at least charged in a public sense. You can't charge someone with a crime under the table. But I mean, I'm sure they are probably going to charge him with something when they get him. Because I mean, with all the digital evidence, there's no way they can't charge him with something. Probably. Do you think
But
he's going to
again,
go to jail?
we don't even know what's on the hard drives.
No
I
idea.
don't think there's gonna be anything on the hard drives. Like, what can there possibly be on the hard drives? I mean, maybe I guess for his
I
like
mean, they want him for some
Facebook or
reason.
whatever else.
I don't know. I mean, it's just so interesting. Yeah, John Walsh. I really liked that actually. I think he actually might. You know who John Walsh is, obviously.
Yeah, he used to be on America's Most Wanted, and
Mm.
his son got murdered, right?
Yeah, that was really heartbreaking. His son Adam.
And that's why he made that show and wanted to
Yeah,
catch all the fugitives that way. That
yeah.
was
They should be
another
able to
sad
find out.
story.
I mean, Lauren T. I mean, I don't. I mean, if he got in a boat, no. I mean, he could have easily gotten a boat. I mean, they traffic people back and forth from Cuba all the time. They could have charged him under the Missing Indian Person Act with domestic involvement. Well, I don't know specifically about what Modern Prospector just wrote. I don't know if that's. I don't know anything about that, but
It might vary from state to
hopefully,
state, I would
hopefully they
imagine.
can. Hopefully they can charge him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, maybe it just varies from state to state as well.
We grew up with him. We're old.
I think she's talking about America's Most Wanted there. John Walsh.
Oh,
I
oh,
think that's what she's talking about.
yeah. I was about to say you grew up with Brandon Lord. What? Right? But I mean, hopefully they can charge him. I mean, at the very least, I mean, he was the last person to see her. He could have given the. I mean, think about the statement that the lawyer gave to the Petito family. We hope you find her soon. He knew she was dead, probably. I mean, probably 100%, right?
Yeah,
And to say that is
but
just, it's like jaw dropping. Like, just say
but
nothing. Don't
the,
don't say hope you find her soon, insinuating that she's still alive and giving
but
hope to the family.
but even to say it's a homicide, how do they? So what does that mean? There's
It
no way
means
she
someone
would have.
killed her.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, what by knife, by gunshot, by
Oh, they don't know yet.
because if it's like trauma to the head or something, she could have fell.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that would be definitely. I think the reason why I wanted to like get the exact distinction between
Oh,
homicide and murder is that you can like think about something like vehicular homicide. So it's a vehicle, right? It's
yeah,
different than murder. So you can have a fight with somebody, and then you could. I mean, no matter what, he's going to argue that she attacked him first, which is probably BS. Did you hear the new 911 call? That dude, why did Brandon Laundrie not go to jail that day? Did you hear
yeah.
the
You're talking
911
about
call?
when, the guy said that he was slapping her
Yeah, I
or hitting
mean,
her physically,
he should be in jail. Brian Laundrie should have gotten charged that day.
and that was before the body cam, right? That's the
Yeah,
call.
with just the body cam, you don't know, and that's why I had a different opinion then. But like, he should have been. I don't believe she felt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you never know. I mean, I'm not saying that's the case, but I mean, it's just like, and then the thing is too. And Jen Walsh mentioned this. How are they possibly? Oh, they don't want to press charge, right? I
Oh,
believe that in cases of that nature, at least my
oh.
understanding, it's also human remains, not body. Doesn't that imply she's dismembered?
Yeah, but if she's
Um,
dismembered, that could also be by animals.
they said body and remains. Oh no, I mean I mean it's the Grand Teton National. I've actually been there. They have a lot of grizzly bears there.
That's what I'm saying.
And,
So how do they know
well, I
if
mean,
it's a homicide? That's there's got to be something like a gunshot or something because how can you distinguish between somebody doing
but you would
something
think people
to
would
somebody
hear
or
that,
an
right?
animal?
People would
Huh?
hear gunshots. It's a national park, so there's no firearms allowed to be fired. There's no hunting or anything, so you would think they would hear it. So I don't think she was shot, but she might have been. We have no idea how she died. Hmm.
But the
It'll be.
thing I don't get is that if animals got to her, and I've asked this so many times
Mhm.
already, if she has a bruise on her body or a slit of wherever on her body, again, if an animal gets to her, won't that be erased?
It could be depending on it. I mean, it really depends. I mean, if she was, let's say, obviously, I mean, R.I.P. Gabby and whatnot. Before saying this, but I mean, maybe she was stabbed or something. And if she was stabbed, that would be pretty apparent, even with you know animal bites or you know
Yeah,
God knows whatever happened to her. So it probably is something relating to blunt force or stabbing or something that has to be apparent. Because I mean, yeah, I mean, if a bear sort of got there, it'd be pretty hard for them to be able to differentiate, I imagine.
yeah, yeah. Hey, modern prospector, welcome. Former law enforcement officer here. Awesome. Just here to listen to all
Thank
the
you.
opinions on the case and spread the domestic abuse hotline. You have very level-headed opinions. And that's why I always tell people, call in and I want to hear from your opinion and
Mhm.
your comments as well. So that's why I do it. But thanks for the kind words.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, modern prospector, what do you think about the police response? Do you know from your experience? You're right, Lauren. They also would probably be able to tell if she was strangled as well.
Here,
Um,
you want to answer this one? Yeah, I think you
Which
already
one?
did,
Murder
but I mean,
homicide?
I think this person
Yeah.
just joined the channel.
Murder is when you specifically intend to kill someone and it's not anything. There's no question of self-defense, right? Where it's like you murdered someone, like you planned to do it, or that kind of a situation, or you were attacking them and whatnot. But 5 years for a misdemeanor, they can go back 5 years, 20 years. Oh, right, there isn't right, but homicide is anytime anyone dies from non-natural causes. But a prospect, they can still charge him. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the police not? Like in your experience, do you think that it's reasonable that they didn't have anyone watching him in his home? Like,
When we came back, you mean?
yeah, I mean, he was there for a matter of days. They can confirm that, but then they didn't watch him. You know, they could have. I mean, the front of the house was covered by the media, and the back of the house was covered by nobody. Like, it just takes one deputy,
Yeah, but
right?
when did the media actually get to his place? It was after
Uh,
he was gone again, no?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they knew for a fact he was there. At least they acted
So
as if
they
they knew
saw him
exactly who
leave.
it was. Right in the front. So I mean, I'm thinking that if it just put someone, I mean, you know, the second they got there, they took a picture of the back of the fence and of the like the gosh, what's it called again? What's that little structure in the back of their yard? For some reason I'm just losing a blank. The shed. They took a picture of the shed
Uh,
and the fence. So I'm gonna guess that he went through there, and all they had to do is have one guy. In most cases. Yeah.
uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really hard.
that's where they made the
Mm-hmm.
biggest mistake. Of course, if we look back
Yeah.
now and say, oh, they shouldn't have done that, everything would have been different. But I mean, it's so easy to say it now.
Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard. I mean, like, do you think the dispatcher didn't quite maybe potentially give them all the information? Or maybe the officers just didn't want to do this? And, like, how often does this happen? You know?
Yeah, I mean, even the dispatcher didn't sound like it, and the 911 call didn't sound too bright.
I mean, I listened to it. At least didn't sound, he seemed surprised.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I
what
was
are you
like,
talking about?
you don't
He
hear a
hit
lot.
her?
I
Like
imagine you hear
really?
a lot when you're a dispatcher. He seemed kind of shocked. He's like, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like a teenager or something. He slapped her? No
Really?
way. Like, come on, man.
That never happens. I wish it
Yeah,
never happened. It would be
well,
we live in a better world. I believe they're feeling him, but they lost track of him. I've traced the Q suspects, much less without a warrant. Right, and I listened to this lawyer, and he said that that could be considered harassment. And I mean, I'm all for the Fifth Amendment and everything, but there's no reason if you're a suspect in, you're a person of interest. I don't think the police can't have one person watch you while the whole world is watching you. You know what I mean? Seems pretty harsh.
in the body cam, you can see how distraught she was, and throughout the
Mm,
whole hour and 16 minutes or whatever it was, he was just so laid back and
yeah,
nonchalant about everything that was going
he
on.
made jokes.
That's what I'm saying. He just
Yeah.
didn't give a crap.
Yeah, and I actually recently went through the Instagram posts of both Gabby and him, and dude, there's some weird morbid stuff that he has on his thing relating to like how he had cartoon characters, and he said he wished he could make it more morbid and like make him more bloody and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I don't know, man, it was just really weird. If they catch him in a crime doing something, maybe you should bring him in here if he wants to, man. I think it would make the conversation really, really interesting if
Well,
he
I'm
got on
saying,
here.
I mean, I'm always welcoming anybody to call in. Let me put the link back on the screen. Modern Prospector, if you want to call in, you could either click on the link in the pinned message at the top. It's the StreamYard.com one, or the one on the screen. It's the same one, but you'd have to type it up that way. You can call in, and you don't need to be on video or anything. Just make sure your mic is unmuted, and then you can chat with us. It'd be a lot easier than typing messages as well. So feel free to call in.
Yeah, I think that'd be really, really interesting to get his, ideas because I mean he's a former law enforcement officer. So I
Yeah,
mean
definitely. Even the
maybe
guy from were you here? Were you on last night or the night before?
I was for a minute, and then that one dude kept going and going and going and talking about other
Oh,
stuff.
that was in the afternoon. Yeah, I
So
really
I had to go.
tried to interrupt him. He's like,
I
"Oh,
had
just
to
one
go.
more thing." Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he started talking about his channel, and I just had to go, man. I couldn't.
Yeah, I know, I
So
know. I tried to stop him a few times. I
no
didn't want to be
speculation.
too
No more
rude, but
confrontation.
enough is enough, man.
Maybe, maybe that's possible. Did
Yeah,
he hear us relating to
that's a
maybe if he wants to
possibility.
come on or not? I don't know if he I don't know if he. I don't know.
I would imagine so. Modern Prospector can I guess he heard us because he's still typing
I
away.
have no
So.
idea, but yeah, maybe I have no idea about that stuff. I mean, like, this will be really interesting to see how this plays out in a court of law if they do find him. I think that he either isn't there or he's not gonna. I mean, he's not alive with the gators and everything. I mean, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Nikki
I'm
Nikki mentioned this a few times about that book, and it is true though.
uh oh, what the Annihilation book?
I think it was because they showed him holding that book a few times.
Yeah, I don't think that's like potentially. I don't know, but ugh, it doesn't seem as if like it seems like a book thing. It seems like he was just probably like a very abusive dude, and
Yeah.
he didn't. I got Petito. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Okay, I really
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate
that's
your
fine.
service, by the
Again,
way.
though I appreciate if you want to keep typing in. You're giving a lot of valuable information. That's why. So
Yeah, I love it.
definitely keep on going there, Modern Prospector. Thanks again.
Yeah. So, Modern Prospect, how exactly would have you handled the whole situation if, let's say, you were in charge of the whole law enforcement, FBI, everything? How would have you handled this entire situation? Yeah, it was by
Hmm.
Pollenink, I think his last name was Pollenink, Christopher Pollenink, or something like that.
I think so, but it was definitely the same author. Yes.
It's a wonderful book. It's a wonder. Fight Club is a good book and a
Yeah.
good movie. I wonder though. Do you think that could have influenced him in any way potentially?
Well, who knows? Because like you were saying, I mean, look at his Instagram,
Oh, and I forgot to mention this too. Oh yeah, no, I have no
right?
idea. But he whether that could have done that. But apparently also that best friend interview. Apparently she did another interview where he apparently said she like apparently he heard voices and stuff, and they think he might have had some sort of psychosis.
So that's what I was saying. Like, did either of them have bipolar disorder or anything?
I don't know. I mean, apparently she potentially had anxiety, and they both said they had anxiety in there. But anxiety is a pretty blanket statement. A lot of people have undiagnosed borderline personality disorders, and a lot of other
Mm.
kind of stuff. Has a horrible epidemic of domestic violence, hundreds of Native women missing and murdered, and they don't get investigated. Yeah, I heard about that too. There were like 700 women in the Moab area who are Navajo, and they're not investigated because they don't care. There was no other dude. Yep, I saw that video too. Apparently, this guy in Montana, um,
Yeah.
as well. Apparently he said some weird stuff about. I don't know. I mean, how many of these things do you think are legit?
But
Like,
I don't know because I was believing that what was her name, Miranda Baker or
I think
something
that
like
is
that.
legitimate. I think the FBI did say that was legit.
But then they say something today that somebody said that she made it all up or something.
I didn't see that, but I mean that would be really really interesting. Let me see if that's on there. Do you know any like where you might have seen that at all? At all?
It was I think on oh God, I don't remember. There was so many like things that I was watching today regarding the case. It's so many different sources. That's the problem. You don't know what's real and what's fake just to get views or whatever. Or how news always tries to sensationalize stories too.
Oh yeah, with the whole like the two murders in Moabs, they just tried to like, come on.
Yeah, and that
You know what I
turned
mean?
out to be
Everyone wants to think
absolutely
that he's some
nothing.
serial killer. I think he did kill her. That is my opinion. But we want to make everybody the big bad guy. Like we want to make him like the most devious person ever. I mean, maybe he's just some mentally ill guy who decided he was controlling, was going to kill his girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's again a theory. Yeah,
It's too bad this all happened.
but they
Seriously.
didn't even mention anything about the two the lesbian couple there that got murdered,
They did for a
right?
second, and then they
Yeah,
realized it was not legit. Doesn't
yeah,
make
but
any
okay,
sense.
so what that doesn't matter then? Like they should
No,
there was no
it
talk
does.
about that after that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they might have been right about like it's amazing that Gabby got this kind of media coverage, but it's like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't get media coverage, and that's something that we should work on. Be able to help more people get it. It's tough when a case goes international. Do you think that he'll get prosecuted, Modern Prospector? Or do you potentially think that maybe the police do have evidence enough to arrest him and potentially charge him, but they're not saying? And do you think that's also why they're not calling him a suspect at this juncture? I understand why in the beginning they didn't, but right now they're not calling him a suspect because they want to, get him in cuffs. They want to make
So
sure he doesn't do
say
anything.
say say it one more time. What's the difference between homicide?
Homicide is literally any death of a person that is not natural causes. So homicide is like manslaughter is still homicide. It's anything that's caused. Not to say he didn't murder her. He might have. But to say that it's a homicide just says that someone did something that potentially made her die. Right? That she didn't die from a heart attack or something. But
So that
murder.
definitely involves somebody else, right?
Yeah. So it is kind of like yeah. They're being very careful because of the international attention. Right, but I mean, do you think at this point that if they had enough to get the arrest warrant, that they likely have enough? I'm sorry, that they got enough for the search warrant, that they might have enough for relation. I'm sorry, enough for the arrest warrant?
Yeah, I would think so.
Maybe. I
So
doubt
you
he
find
planned
it,
to kill if he planned it. Yeah, I agree too. I mean, like, there's no way. I mean, if he did murder her, it's definitely going to be second degree murder, like in the passion kind of murder. Didn't
do you know this
Gabby?
one?
I don't see. I don't know any evidence to say that they at all ran into them or that they were even at the same campgrounds
Yeah, I
at
don't think
all.
they did because then they wouldn't have just squashed that right away as fast as they did.
Hmm.
They didn't
Yeah,
look into that at all.
right. But do you think that they? I'm not saying he's a serial killer, but I mean, do you think that he potentially that the police have enough evidence to arrest him? Hypothetically speaking. Yeah, I agree too. That he probably was something like that. And so essentially homicide
There,
turned
put
to
this
rape.
one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here is in my training and experience, given the location of Gabby's body, I believe she tried to run from him, and he panicked and chased her down, probably bludgeoning her with a rock.
Hmm.
Spread Creek dispersed.
Yep. Your favorite darkness just mentioned an important thing. Yes. If it's intentional, then that counts as murder. That's also a really important thing,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Let's
So
see
it
here.
is if they find him, yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as soon as they have intentionality, then that's important. But I actually watched, the lawyer we know, that guy we mentioned.
Yep.
So I actually watched his stream today too, and I actually he responded to a couple of my comments, and he was answering relating to like the grizzly bear comments,
Right.
and he was talking about how like that really could potentially mess up the case. I believe there's enough for an arrest warrant, and they already have one. Modern prospector, based on all the evidence that you've seen, do you think they're going to find him? I mean, with that swamp, I mean, would he not just get eaten by a gator? I mean, where would he sleep without getting killed? I mean, gators do prey on people, and there are a lot of poisonous snakes there. I mean, who's to say he didn't get bitten? Like, how would we even know?
Well, okay, so everybody's looking in this one spot. What I want to know is from everybody in the chat and you and Modern Prospector, where else would you look right now for him? Because they're all
Mm.
looking in the one area. There's no talk of, but he might be here, he might be there. Like, where else can he be? In other words, anywhere in the world.
He could be. I think he's probably in Cuba, man. I mean, it's real
But
easy
why Cuba? Why Cuba?
because it's the closest non-extradition country to Florida,
But
and
a
people
few
can
people
take
were
boats
saying
back and
Mexico
forth all the
yesterday.
time. I mean, maybe, but I mean, you got to realize like Cuba and Mexico both don't protect the border all that well.
But even to go to Cuba, don't you need a passport?
Well, I mean, you got to realize like they're both highly corrupt countries. You can just get in. You can just get there. You can just go in. You can just hand someone $500, and they just let you in the country. Like no other country has the kind of border that we do in the United States. Like the United States cares about who comes in. They don't care that much in Mexico and Cuba. Like you can just get a trafficker to just clock you in, and then you can hide, and you can give them money. At this point, in my opinion. Yeah, and I heard he had a concealed carry. Were you able to verify that, Trending Rabbit?
No, I didn't.
I don't think he'll. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't believe they ever think he's even there. They issued a temporary flight restriction this morning, which means they're trying to hide something from the media.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Well, that's good.
Wow. Yeah, I just curious, Modern Prospector. Do you think that like that this made any sense for him to go in there at all? Or do you think it would have made more sense for him to just get out of the country on a plane? Because they couldn't have stopped him before, but now apparently they can. I
But
mean, do you
even if he
think that?
went somewhere with a plane, they would have records, right?
Yeah, but
That he
like
boarded a plane.
yeah, but you land in there's like 25 non-extradition countries or something like that. They land. If it'll
No,
matter.
I know, and then he would go somewhere else. But I mean, at least you
Yeah.
have a record that he's not where they're looking right now.
Right. I mean, it's just like I think he went in there to not come out. I don't think he's in the parents' house. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure they searched him. Denny Design just mentioned that he's hiding. No, I mean, they searched that house for an hour. The family was in there for
Yeah. Well,
in the car for an hour. Gosh, do you think we're gonna get closure on this one if
oh
they don't
God,
find his
it
body?
depends
I
how
don't
long
think
it's
they're
gonna
finding his
take.
body. Yeah. Hey, Modern Prospector, do you think they'll ever find him alive or otherwise?
Nikki, yeah, we know about that Twitter handle. You keep saying that one. I know. Also another one to check out is Brian Enton. He's the one that's always doing live streams right from outside the house. So I would recommend everybody check out Brian Enton on Twitter.
Hmm. Nikki,
Um,
why do you think? Just a quick couple of things. Another
yeah,
possibility. Yeah,
the book, right?
he's not hiding in his house. No, no, no. The FBI was there for like an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
no, no.
I mean, can you imagine? He just like under the floorboards.
Yeah, sure. In the basement.
You never know. I guess
Yeah.
that would be
There's been
ludicrous.
wackier things.
That would be actually crazy. Brian's mother, Roberta, has family internationally. That's where they'd be going. Cuba is a short boat ride. Yep, that's what I was saying about Cuba. I mean,
Yeah, man.
Modern
Modern
Prospector.
Prospector's got a lot of information.
Yeah, I'm on a prospector. I mean, don't you? I think his parents drove somewhere in Mustang, then drove in the West Huge. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe. I mean, in that case, do you think Modern Prospector they're gonna be able to get them on something? The parents, if you think that's the case, do you think there's any evidence potentially?
should be. Joe
Pendulum
Rabbit.
says he's
Pendulum
in.
says Brian isn't in Florida.
Really? Your favorite darkness? Where is he then?
So
Like,
where
where
is
does
he
he say
then?
he is?
I think Brian planned this. I don't think he'll ever
I don't
plan
think he planned this. I think people are assuming that they because of the way this is, they want people to be monsters. But most of the killings that happen in the United States, they're just like crimes of passion from significant others, or family members.
Yeah,
People
to say
lose it.
something like he planned this and that he'll never
I don't
be
think
found,
that's
that makes
if
him
it was
sound like a.
premeditated, then he's an idiot, a complete idiot. If
But
this
not
was
only that, the
premeditated.
way we're saying it like this, if you think like that, then this guy's like a mastermind genius, and he looks like a complete tool. So no, I don't
Oh,
think
completely.
I don't think he planned this at all.
If he
No
was really
way.
trying to get away with murder, there was a lot easier ways than this.
Yeah, yeah, much.
Than him wandering into some God forbid place and then
Yeah,
literally
no,
posting it on
this
social
guy's
media.
a total
Think they'll
tool.
find him alive, being too much of a cow to kill himself. He's going to do it. He would have done it right after killing, in my opinion. Well, I mean, so you don't think that he ever went into that reserve, Modern Prospector, at all in any way, shape, or form? You think he never walked in? Well, no.
I don't think
No.
he's outsmarted anybody.
Yeah, I don't think
It's the
so either.
parents that are outsmarting the police really because they're already full of all the lies and they got it all set up. So all he has to do is just go hide somewhere like he's doing.
And and they also FBI mentioned this too, is that with face masks and everything, how are they supposed to know it's him? How many bald dudes are out there, man? There are a lot of
Yeah,
bald dudes out there.
yeah, I know.
There are a lot of skinny
Good
bald
evening,
dudes.
Miss Melissa 48. Welcome back to the channel.
I love that
Um,
rabbit. It's so cute. I love it, Melissa. I love it.
yeah, she's a wannabe trending rabbit, I guess.
Hey, man.
She's a follower, man.
She's about to
It's all
overtake
good.
you, man. She's about to
It's all
overtake
good.
you.
Oh no, the challenge is
Her
met.
rabbit is cuter. Her rabbit is cuter. He's scared kid on the
Uh,
run, but I don't believe he's remorseful. Definitely not enough to kill himself over it.
yeah, I don't think so either.
Maybe. I mean, it's just like, why would the FBI stop searching and then continue to search? Modern Prospector. Why do you think they would stop for that day and then go back to it?
And why are they still in that same location? It's pretty
They went
obvious
to
he's
the other
not
side of the
there.
reserve still, though. They went to the other side. So
Oh,
not an
well,
exact
okay
same
then.
location.
So that's okay then. Yeah, not.
Yeah, but it is nutty they're still there. Like,
You
he's
know.
been there a week with gators and poisonous snakes.
But that
No, if
then
he's there,
again,
he's
where
gone. He
again,
needs
like I
supplies
asked
too, yeah.
before, where is he gonna? Where are they gonna check? Where else is
Yeah,
there to check?
because if he is in if they're assuming that he's hiding in some sort of underground area, sitting under trees, dude, they're already going everywhere where they can possibly go with like super high technology and a bunch of boats and stuff. Have you seen the Weird Thing Looks a gator would just kill him if he was sitting there in deep water or underwater for that matter. You know what I mean? If he was
Mhm.
anywhere hiding deep in there where the FBI is not even gonna go,
Yeah,
he's gonna get. What does he mean? FBI need to get paid?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Also, I
Maybe
mean,
because they're working night and day, probably.
they're not. I don't think they're working at night. They ended up saying they were closing the search for tonight. Although they might. I don't know if that was true, but
No, I think he means like working like a dog. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, they probably have drones with thermal imaging. If a gator ate him, then too bad. So sad, I guess.
But the
I
problem is, if the
mean, not
gator
if the
ate him, we're
gator
not going to
ate him.
find him.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, you might find his clothes hypothetically, but I mean, I doubt even that. I mean,
Might
gators
not
eat
even.
people too. Like this
Hmm.
isn't like he's in Wyoming. If he was in Wyoming, he might, be alive. But because bears don't really attack people, I think so. His parents probably drove from way to escape the vehicle refuge. So do you think they'll be able to ever catch him? And how do you think they will catch him with like computer data and whatnot? Yeah, I think that he probably just got eaten by a gator. I don't see how he could hide from the police for a week.
That's highly likely if he went to where he said he was going,
Yeah,
because again, they could have just the gators would have taken his clothes and everything too. So we're
I
never
mean,
going to
yeah,
find him if that's the case.
that would be yeah. Jeez, man. And do you think we'll ever like actually know what happened? I mean, probably not.
I hope so, but
Yeah.
looking as more time goes by, less likely it is.
Oh, you know the Petitos are
Nikki,
coming out with a statement in a couple of days, also.
who?
The Petito family.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They said they want some time, and
Mm.
of course, understandable. Who knows if he
Yeah,
was really at the house, even though they said they knew where he was and where they had crappy surveillance on him.
they didn't have any surveillance on him.
Nothing.
Probably it's a joke. I mean, they would only have to have one officer in the back. Like that's literally it, and they would have been fine. But
Who do you think sent the message from her phone?
Brian
He
Laundrie,
did. He did.
Brian Laundrie.
Yeah.
He's the only person who had access to her phone potentially. And I mean,
Yeah.
just with that evidence, if they can prove that she died prior, that could be huge evidence, right? Because no one else had access to her phone. So that means
Yeah, and
someone
supposedly
sent a
she
phone, which
messaged
means
her
that he had
grandfather, and
malice intent.
she never messages
That
her
could be enough to
grandfather.
get him probably. Sure, he's not in there. They probably stopped the search for a reason and started back up to make the appearance looking for him in the refuge. So do you think they know where he is or roughly where he is and they're searching in another area and trying not to alert him? Potentially, modern prospector. They all actually believe. I mean, at this point, you don't even know. I mean, you can't. I don't even like they. Yeah, but how does Pendulum know? Like, what information does he have to know that he's alive? And if he knows he's alive, does he know where he is? And if he knows where he is, why isn't he contacting the FBI?
And who the hell is Pendulum?
Yeah, I don't know, but it sounds like that guy needs to call the FBI.
You know what I mean? He replied to the FBI
Jay,
case after
I
asking
don't.
for
I mean,
explain the
that doesn't.
findings.
I mean, they're wasting their money at that point, and right now the FBI doesn't look that great.
No.
So I don't think they're doing that, which means they get less funding potentially, and they're already looking terrible with them. Have you seen the Nassar case too? Like
Oh
they're getting
God.
battered in the Senate. Yeah, they're getting jacked in the Senate,
Yeah, I know.
which they should. Awful what they're doing.
Took a little too long.
Yeah, salvation will ultimately make him surrender. Starvation. Well, he's not. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how outdoorsy he was, but maybe he's eating snakes and gators.
If
Maybe he shot some gators and he's gonna eat them.
yeah, if he went where he said he went, he would have came out, because there's no way he could survive 1 week on a little backpack of food. There's just no
Pendulum,
way.
right? Your darkness just said pendulum is a divination tool. What you want to explain that? Does he want to potentially come on here? Your favorite darkness?
That's a girl.
Explain.
She said she won't come on.
Oh, your favorite darkness? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. What do you mean? Pendulum is a divination tool, not a person. I think it's probably like an 8 ball or something,
Well,
a magic
Lauren
ball. You know
T.
what? A magic 8 ball,
Oh,
or maybe
yeah.
she's using a Ouija board. I don't know what she's
You see
doing.
a lot of that stuff. You see, Gabby found, and then it's like, tarot cards, and you're like, are you kidding me right now? Well,
Yeah, I know.
traffickers, Lauren, traffickers all over Cuba. They're still there from when the cocaine was coming across. I mean, you could totally pay somebody a couple $100. They'll take you to Cuba. Most of it's not even protected, or even Mexico is closer too. I think so. Maybe Mexico.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miss Melissa. And the thing with doing these kind of live streams, we're going to have way more questions than answers. But I mean, if we don't do this, then the only kind of information we're going to get is from mainstream media, and we try to steer from that. So
That
I
might take.
want good, like many questions is better than no questions at all. So keep
Mm,
asking them. I mean, even if we don't have the answers, it's good that people's minds are open and wondering what the hell's
yeah,
going on. This is the right thing to do.
agreed. Although they did find Gabby pretty fast considering the information they
Oh
have,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
amazing. We don't know he doesn't drink water. Well, yeah, that's great. He might, Nikki might change that if he's dying or whatever. But I think he probably bought a Life Straw. You can buy it for $20 on Amazon. You can
And
drink
again, he was probably
any
just trying to
water
look
with that.
cool in the body cam video. You can tell he was just.
Oh yeah, manipulative as hell.
Mm. Let's see what this person. This person's on Facebook. They're chasing tips, but there are a lot of false tips to filter through. I doubt he is a real survivalist. He'll get sick with parasites before he thrives. Wildlife is not like farm animals. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I agree. But he doesn't need water. He can literally bring like a little tube in there and you can drink water for gallons and gallons and gallons before it gets dirty. And these Life Straws on Amazon, dude. I have one.
Oh yeah,
Everyone should if you're gonna go any kind of hiking because you can just use it on any water source and you'll be
yeah. You
good.
like quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a very vigorous activity. I can't imagine he brought enough food with him to be
Well,
able
no
to
way, no
physically
way.
exert himself at that period, especially in swamps. You got to think his legs are getting caught in like muck and he's lifting them thanks to the big guys. We are closer to, well, yeah, maybe, hopefully.
Hey man, that's hopefully that's what we're doing, man. Just chatting and trying to get to the truth.
Yeah. Apparently, people saw that Brian Laundrie's sister had the FBI visit them today near the time of the search warrant, too.
Oh
Cuba
yeah,
will not
I
open the
thought that
door
was
for a
yesterday.
murderer. Are you sure? It's pretty corrupt over there. It's
Yeah, I
pretty.
don't know about that.
I don't think the Cuban government would officially do that or that they would protect him at all. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, the biggest thing that Cuba is, not worrying about is whether some American is coming over to them. You know what I mean? That's not the
Mhm.
biggest concern in Cuba, I don't think. I'd be looking into Christopher and Roberto Hemitais.
Yeah, I'm probably sure they probably already have.
Yeah, I imagine, but wouldn't that be so stupid? Because wouldn't they already, like, isn't the FBI already surveilling him? Gosh, how smart do you think this guy is?
I
Because either
don't.
he's a mastermind or a doorbell.
I told you. I told you. I think he's a tool
Gosh, then how is he not getting caught by the police right now?
because the parents have it all scripted out for him. It's the parents that planned this whole thing.
Maybe they're probably the ones who got him the lawyer too.
Again, why would they go pick up the car and bring it back, and then the next day,
Yeah,
say that he hasn't
just
returned?
they should have.
There's
If they
just
were worried about him, they would have called the police that day.
there's too many things with the parents.
Hmm.
And again, Jason, you're saying that he would need mosquito repellent, this, that, and the other thing, and he doesn't have enough food. He's not there, man. I'm telling you, he's not
Hmm.
there. It's impossible. Unless he got eaten by alligators, he's
Yeah.
not there. That
I
there's no way.
I'd give an 80% chance he got eaten by alligators
If
if he
yeah,
was
if he
there.
went there, then he's dead for sure.
Yeah. Gosh, if he's not there, do you think? Wait, they would. They don't need to welcome him when he can pull up in the strobe boat. I don't think he flew there too high key. Do you think he's in Mexico then, Modern Prospect, or where do you think he is if he's not in there? There is
Well,
no
if he went
homeless
by,
in
he would have
Cuba.
gone by boat then.
Hmm.
Again, I don't think he's that smart to even take a boat to get to Cuba.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go. Yeah, he is.
So, that one's telling you he's a tool. There you go,
Yeah.
Jason. Me and you think alike, man. And your last name's D'Angelo, so I'm guessing you're Italian too. Respect.
Hmm. Oh, you're
Uh,
Italian? That's cool.
yeah, I was born in Venice.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
What's it like over
northern
there? Is it
Italy.
cool?
That's awesome, man. It's really good. But the funny
Wow.
thing is, it's like Venice. You associate it with all water and everything.
Yeah.
I can't swim. Anyways,
Well,
let's move on.
you're right. Well, you might want to try. I want to die.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe he
so.
did kill himself knowing alligators would eat him and he'd leave one of the biggest mysteries. I don't, I think that, like, it feels like sometimes people get too intense. Like, I don't think he's trying to have a show. You know what I mean? Serial killers do that kind of thing where they're trying to have a show, but I don't think he's thinking about everybody and trying to make us, sit on the
Yeah.
edge of our seats.
Oh, Jay, you couldn't be further from wrong on that sentence.
There's no homeless in Cuba. Do they? I mean, they are communists, so they might have some sort of system. But I mean, I think there are some homeless people in Cuba.
Oh yes, there is. I've been in the 80s, and yeah, it's not very pretty.
Yeah.
Did you know that in Havana it's actually illegal to wear shorts?
Why?
That's just their thing.
Yeah,
It's actually
man.
illegal to wear shorts in Havana.
Totalitarianism right there.
That's scary.
Capitalism has problems, but it's not that. You
Hmm.
know, I can wear shorts if I want to,
Yeah.
and I will exercise that right often.
Well, not in Cuba, you won't.
Uh, well, here I will. It's really hot in
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
he's
don't
in the
think
swamps where
there's
homeless
laws
people
for
can get
homeless.
eaten by ants and mosquitoes. That's true. Dude, like little things will eat people too.
Oh yeah, it'll drive you crazy.
I don't know about mosquitoes. I don't think they can eat people, but
Well, you never know because it could drive you insane, you know.
oh yeah, it would at least get him away from the manhunt. If it is no, it's not Puerto Rico. Also, you think he's in Puerto Rico? Well, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. You'd think he would want to leave, right?
Yeah.
The country. Also, isn't it? It's kind of ironic. All these people were talking about how they thought that she was like this was some sort of hoax, and then all those people stopped talking. And there's so many
Yeah.
people who were so sure of it, you know what I mean? And were being some people were being really disrespectful,
Yeah.
and now they're done. They don't talk about that.
Your favorite darkness. Ask your pendulum if Trending Rabbit had pasta for dinner tonight. Let me know what it says.
This is one of the serious questions about time.
Yeah, man,
They
that's
will find him in some homeless camp where they don't watch TV and aren't living on Facebook. I mean, if he turns off his phone, we talk a lot about how there's a lot of amazing things in Cuba family. Yeah, I mean, if he's not
sure
using
looks
his cell
like it.
phone, maybe we rely too much on, maybe law enforcement relies a lot because, usually people are stupid and leave their cell phones on. We assume that we can rely on digital, but like how we can't rely on digital data if he has his cell phone off, which means maybe it's
Right.
easier for people to go off grid in some sense because law enforcement is so reliant on digital data.
Okay, but Jay, even if there is no homeless, what is? I don't understand what's the connection between that and Brian.
Hmm. Maybe he went to Afghanistan. Afghanistan, he's gone. Could you imagine?
Yeah, in some hole somewhere.
They find him in like a cave.
Saddam version 2.0.
Yeah, that would be
That's
pretty easy to
crazy.
find him then.
Yeah.
The Taliban would be like, "It's all good. We're good now, right? We have Brian for you. It's okay." That's true
That's
if he's
true.
hiding
You're
there.
saying that,
But all
that's
jokes aside,
true.
what's happening in Afghanistan is awful.
Yeah, of course.
Terrible.
I'll just go right
They'll
down.
just go arrest him. I don't think he's gonna be alive. I don't think he's alive. And I don't think that he is a criminal mastermind. So maybe he did just go in that. Maybe he really did just go into that swamp, and then he said, "I'm done."
Yeah, Nikki, that's what Ty was saying. Really, really dark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Multiple police killers escaped to Cuba and are untouchable by U.S. law enforcement.
Yeah. That's why I kept saying Cuba all the time. Cuba. They just can go there and they're good. He has by now shot himself, hopefully with the
No
same
way,
gun.
Mike. No way. He wouldn't do that
No.
to himself. There's no way. He's too big on himself.
No, I mean, you got to think though. It's like even he has a gun. Does he has a gun, right? Hasn't that not been confirmed? He has a concealed carry.
You asked me before. I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't heard.
I've heard from a couple of
Does
outlets.
anybody in the chat know? Modern Prospector, do you know?
John Walsh is on the hunt. Yeah, John Walsh might find him. Although with all this, the media coverage, I think John Walsh was probably more helpful before than he would be in this kind of situation because a lot of people like this wasn't as known before. Like other stuff isn't as known as this case. So I think that any tips probably were going to go to the FBI regardless. But hopefully
Yeah.
John Walsh can find him. Anybody for that matter. We all had pasta tonight.
Okay, so
I
your
had
favorite
chicken.
darkness. Your favorite darkness. What kind of pasta did you have?
Yeah, it's Italian. You could go to country and sell. Whoa, maybe it's possible. That would be a weird way for it to go, Nikki. That'd be an interesting way for it to go.
Hold on here. Oh, here we go. Easy to get a burner phone from a homeless person. If he's here, he's not chilling in public unless he's pretending to be homeless. People
You
avoid
can
looking
get a
at
burner
homeless
phone
people.
so easily.
Yeah, anywhere.
People are looking at homeless people, and yeah, he could literally be wearing a jacket and a mask, and he could literally walk through the FBI field office. Like,
Well, yeah, but there's
you
so many
can't
because there's
see
so many people
people.
that look that like him,
Literally, wear a jacket, put a
especially
mask
with a
on,
mask.
and wear sunglasses. You know what I mean? How could
Yeah.
you even differentiate or even just wearing a mask? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
There's no way it's saying it's trying international escape from Florida to Cuba. It's top of my list. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know
100%
something I
agree with
never
you.
got though since the COVID began? How
Yeah.
come the amount of bank robberies hasn't gone up? Because now everybody's wearing a mask. It'd be so hard to catch them, right?
Yeah, you would think it would probably go up. Everyone's wearing a mask.
Yeah, but you don't hear that much about bank robberies since like COVID started.
We don't hear much about anything at this point with
Yeah, it's
COVID.
all about COVID. I
Yeah.
know. I mean, even this the Gabby case. It's what 5 minutes maybe a day on CNN or Fox News or something. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it's still going right now. What job?
Do you know what the job of his parents, what they were, or they're not still working, right? I'm not sure they're retired.
I mean, yeah, they looked like older individuals. I bet they're probably in their
Yeah,
60s. So
yeah, they're
probably
probably
not.
retired.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of money too, man. I'm telling you, it's so easy. They could just have their money be in crypto. That's it.
Yep.
In
Yep.
crypto, boop. That's it. Put
He
that
would
in
have done it
Bitcoin.
when he killed her. No, he's not that kind. I'm telling you, I don't see him as
Well,
being
he
the
said
type that would off himself
self-consumption, so it did seem like he was sad. You
to the
know.
point where he would do it to himself.
Hmm. Yeah, he seemed pretty self-absorbed. Did you see those last posts that made the video showed his Pinterest and he loved guns allegedly?
So
Yeah.
if he shot her, it would be murder, right? Not
Oh,
homicide.
yeah. I don't see that would be murder. I can't see him being like some
So
110-pound girl was attacking me and I had to shoot her to defend
yeah,
myself. I
no,
can't see that standing up
no,
anywhere at
no.
all. No, if he shot her, they would have told us immediately that it was a homicide, like a murder. He
Uh,
would have just been like, "Yeah, he got shot, murdered." Probably parents drove him down a Mustang before dropping it off. And also, how that doesn't make any sense to me either. Because you know what I mean, like just the amount of evidence that would leave. Like if you shoot somebody, like they can just figure out what you did. You know what I mean? They take that bullet, and it's like that's his gun. He would be arrested like immediately.
yeah.
Okay.
Your favorite darkness? Do you think this is the cooking channel all of a sudden, or what, man?
Yeah, man, this is serious. It might be.
We
I'm pretty
had
hungry.
pasta. Yes, we had pasta. What kind? Linguine. All right.
You had
There you go.
linguine? That's such an interesting pasta. Maybe you should like, turn on your camera and like start making us some pasta. Just humor him a little bit, right? Get some
Her.
meatballs. Her, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Could be
yeah.
hiding with
I'll
the
give her my
dealer.
meatballs. All right. Huh?
Yeah. I
Love
mean,
meatballs.
if they ended up charging him eventually, I think that if they put like, a $10 million thing on his head, he might get found pretty
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Someone from
Florida.
Florida said that Bahamas first. From there, they can go to South America or Europe. They're
Why would
basically
they go
anywhere in
to
the world.
Europe? If you go to Europe,
No.
you're going to jail.
Yeah, you'll get caught there.
Yeah, Europe doesn't mess around unless it goes to Russia. Russia doesn't care. Not trying to make it political, but my family are liberal, so I seriously doubt he's big on gun rights. Yeah, that's potentially true. Maybe.
Mm.
Potentially, I didn't think he'd kill himself either.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't think so.
why don't you think he would kill himself? With the whole self-consumption Spotify thing, he seems like this guy had mental problems.
Yeah, because just the way I saw him in that body cam video, he just seems so full of himself, and
Do you think it was
nobody
his
can
idea to
touch
get a
him.
lawyer? Do you think he came back distraught, or do you think he came back calculated and said, "I'm not going to jail for this"?
Again, I'm not even 100% sure that he came back.
Well, given
I
that
mean,
he
I know
came
you
back,
said you saw the van and everything with the license plates, but again, nobody saw him driving it.
right? But let's say that he is. Then do
Okay.
you think?
Then what? What? I think what? What was
Never
your
mind.
question?
I lost it. My bad. The connection is with the system, anti-capitalist the system. Yeah, that's a little hardcore. It's a little hardcore.
Yeah, well, that's
I
true,
don't,
Mickey.
I don't know about politics. I don't know how far politics really goes into this.
No, I
Desperate
don't want to
people
go
do
too much
desperate
into
things.
politics on this channel.
Yeah. Look at
You'll
police
never
brutality.
win with that. You know that.
Oh no, they try to make everything political these days on both
Mm-hmm.
sides, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just stupid. It's like this is just a sad situation. This isn't about politics. This is about people and mental illness, and the police not, and then police doing good stuff, and police also not doing some very good stuff.
Well, hopefully, Lauren will find out in the next, I would say, couple of weeks. It's going to probably take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, every day, just like with Gabby, I mean, every single day we wait, it's more likely he's probably dead if
Yeah.
he went
Yeah.
in the swamp. I know you did. Ha ha
Yeah, right. You did not know what I had tonight because I never told you. So how would you know? Okay, so what did I have last night, tough guy? Girl.
ha. So you did it too, man. It's not just me.
I did that on
I Daphne's
purpose, yo.
alligator. Yeah, I'm a Nikki. It's possible.
I totally did that on purpose.
I don't know the digestive, how long it takes for food to be digested by a crocodile, but it could be on its way.
Hey, your favorite darkness. How long did it take you to digest your penne? There.
Looking at their address, paste in Google Maps, and you can find their business. Well, I mean, probably don't copy paste in the chat. So you might get
I think
banned.
Brian is too much of a coward to kill himself. Yeah.
He might be. Yeah.
If they are trying to coax him out of hiding, they wouldn't admit that he was a suspect in murder until after he came out. Well, I'm sure he knows the situation
Until
by
he
now.
came out, until he comes out, right? Because he hasn't come out yet.
No, until he came out. Like like comes out, yeah.
Abuse. They escalate. A lot of abuse victims end up choked unconscious. Yeah, it's really easy for someone to be like, if he was physically abusive prior, like you know, you could have choked her and not noticed, and then kept choking. You know what I mean? In a fit of rage or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, it's so
Yeah,
sad that she would have
don't
potentially gone that way. I'm in Europe, so see, I'll let you guys know. I
yeah,
appreciate
don't
you.
let us know. Don't let us know. Let the
Yeah,
cops
call the
know.
FBI. Call the
Don't call
FBI.
us.
Don't you can call him, but don't call me.
Or you could call Ty. I'll give you his number after the show's over.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm
I don't
kidding.
want to talk to the FBI.
I don't know.
That's scary.
Because I do, right?
You do, right? You got
Yeah,
this.
right.
I
Yeah,
believe in
okay.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
They'll
Normal
be like,
person.
we have a rabbit and he has information.
Yeah, straight from Venice. Normal person doesn't murder. We can all see how fake he is.
There are, most murders happen between people who you would think were normal, who would think you
Mm-hmm.
were normal people and just get angry, they get drunk, and then they kill people, statistically speaking.
Oh, there you go. Christopher and Roberta have run a family business of over 40 years. Juicer
I, I,
services.
I heard that Gabby worked at a juice shop. Did she
That's
potentially
what
work at that juice shop, maybe?
was it like a health food or health
Yeah,
food?
it was an
What?
organic juice shop or something. I wonder if
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Wow.
You don't run
You
away to
don't
kill
run away to
yourself.
kill
You
yourself. You
just
just do
do
it
it where
anyway.
you are. What fear would you have if you're going to be dead? Jail, prison, or to kill?
I mean, maybe he had some sort of spiritual feeling towards this place. Some sort of, he went there probably as a child. And, sometimes people don't want to go out in the middle of nowhere. Look up their address,
Mm,
paste Google Maps, you can find their business listing along with their
yeah,
home
well, you
address.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm okay. But, I mean, it is really interesting. Potentially, I wonder, I mean, how much money do they have? I heard that lawyer was pretty high up there. Costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
LOL assumptions flying everywhere. Yeah, man, completely. I don't know what else we got.
That's the point of doing these things. The more options, the better.
People keep saying he's too full of himself. Yeah, man. I mean, you got to think he's sitting there with someone that you imagine potentially he loved based on the Instagram stuff, although that might not even be true. And then you kill her. Like, that's got to
Mm,
jack your head up. There's no way he's thinking rationally enough to not get caught by the police.
mm,
Unless he really was a legit monster and like a pure, straight up psychopath who didn't have anything to know. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And just
yeah.
I don't think that's the case though. He didn't
A
seem too
little
much of that bright guy.
a little rabbit told you what? I didn't say anything. If you're referring to this rabbit, be sure to leave a negative review on their business page.
I think other people are already going to take care of that.
Yeah, quite a few. I'm sure already done.
Their business is just like probably
Why
over.
would you leave a phony review? You have no idea what you'd do if your son was in this position. Oh,
So,
you sound a little bit pro. You know who?
yeah,
I heard from another YouTuber's live. There are apartments close to the park reserve. I don't think he'd be dumb enough to just
no.
go through one of those.
I mean, I don't know how to feel about the FBI anymore, but I mean, I would think they'd probably check all the cameras around the area. At least you'd hope, right? What murderers
Jay,
not
what are you talking
smarter?
about?
Statistically, actually, they have lower IQs than the
Yeah.
average person. Smart people, like this idea that serial killers are the only people who kill people and they're just super smart people. No.
Does anyone wonder why her parents didn't report her missing for
Because I
15
mean, she
days?
was in like remote places. So they
Yeah.
assumed she was all right, and then they got a couple of text messages. And so, like, reporting someone missing is a serious thing. Like, the police don't like it when you just do it for no reason. And, she'd been gone in desolate places. So it makes sense that the parents, wow.
What day was it when they reported her missing?
I think it was like the 11th or something. I'm starting to feel the same way you do, Rabbit. I don't know. I don't know what his affiliations are. Not a word. I bet family
Uh,
member gave him a CC. What's a CC?
I guess if I gave him a credit card, I think that's how you
That would
will
be
maybe get
really
caught.
stupid. They can check
Credit
credit
card.
cards like super easy.
Oh yeah. No,
That
I don't
guy's
think he
no.
is credit
I
card.
don't think he's ever been to a store. Everyone knows what he is. He's probably either. No, man. I mean, eventually they find him if he's not dead. Which is today. I believe my post lead to the huge crowd outside the. I believe my post lead to that. You think your posts? Have you been like posting on this kind of stuff?
I don't know what he means by that.
Huh.
But are they rich or something? His parents?
It seems like they potentially are.
Because again, we went by the like talking about the house. It's not like it's exactly like a $2 million home or something.
Yeah, I mean, the average millionaire doesn't actually have a huge house. They could still be worth millions of dollars and not have a. And prices, house prices in Florida are pretty high, right?
Yeah.
They got 2 creepy texts before the 30th. They didn't confirm. Yeah, but I mean, I
Well, it didn't
suppose
come from her because again, they said she was talking about Stan, the grandfather, and she never
who
mentions
calls
in
their
that name.
grandfather by their first name? I don't even
No,
know
they
my
said
grandfather's first name.
that she never did that. So why would she
Yeah,
do it that day, right?
yeah, I agree. That's gonna be huge. Where are you guys coming from?
Well, what are you guys
Wow.
coming from? IQ? They have more IQ than you and me. Which murderer are you talking about that has this
MOR.
kind of IQ? Which murderer? Maybe Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was pretty smart,
He was
but
actually, well, yeah, a lot of
but
serial killers are smarter than average, but he's not a serial killer.
right. But then again, so
He's
what?
just a
But this
dude.
guy keep talking about murderers being like geniuses. I don't think
He's
so.
not a genius. No, they wouldn't give him a credit card.
If they
They
were
they
such
would
a
have immediately
genius, why
found
would they
him.
get caught? How did they get caught?
Well, I mean, they think they're geniuses, but usually on average, serial killers do have higher IQs than normal people. But most killings aren't from serial killers. They're from people who know each other. I posted their home address over 100 times before I got my oh, wow, really?
Well, don't do it here because you're gonna get your
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
account
You
suspended.
probably shouldn't type that in the chat.
And I'm not gonna post that on the screen, so
Yeah, I don't condone that either. I'm
I
sure
don't
everyone
want
knows
my
it
channel
anyway.
gone.
Yeah, I'm talking about mental issues he has. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people have mental issues too. I mean, yeah, who knows? They own 3 homes. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you pop a bunch of that money into some Bitcoin and you give him the key and he gives it to a bunch of drug dealers, probably who'd take
Well,
him across.
that's all untraceable anyway.
Well, it's mostly untraceable,
Yeah.
especially if they had that Bitcoin prior and they put it into a churning machine.
Hmm.
Then yeah, that's totally gone. Nikki D. Why the hell did they live in the same one?
Oh, the 3 homes. I think she's
I
talking
mean, they
about.
might
Yeah.
there might be rental homes potentially.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy is a lizard. I don't know, man. I think he just might have been some mentally ill guy who couldn't take it. The girls didn't like him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you just said. They could be rented the other two.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't really get the whole fascination for $120,000. Wow, man. Are you like white paging this stuff right now? White pages?
Guy had a lot of information.
They do. It's scary, dude. For $1, you can just like know everything about somebody.
All right.
I know people who buy a home and a condo and rent one. Yeah, I mean that's the way to wealth, really. You get some index funds in the stock market, and then you just get some homes. Why would they be on the uncle? Why not his parents' phone? Corresponding messages. I mean, they could have been using something like Signal or WhatsApp, potentially, encrypted. I don't know. That depends how smart they were. And it would, but yeah, if they did on a normal thing, it would it was actually good with the ladies.
No,
And
he was good at manipulating this. That's all he was.
yeah,
Manipulation. He wasn't good with the
no,
ladies.
man, like these people are losers too, like serial killers. Like we like to think that they're like these cool, smart guys, but no, like
Yeah.
they're losers who killed and raped women
Uh-huh.
and murdered them. It's awful.
That's not good with the ladies. It's all
It's
manipulation.
not, man. I can't say it's great. If they bought a
They
home.
bought, I think it was more than a couple homes, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they don't need that much money in Bitcoin. I don't believe for a second that Brian had much of an IQ. He seems pretty dull.
mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't own the van. She did.
Yeah, that
And then he
tells you a
locked
lot.
her out of the van. How did he not go to jail right there? Is that not a
Yeah,
crime? Let's all chip in for a property. I don't know, man. That seems like a
we're in
really bad
Florida.
idea.
No thanks.
I don't want to go to Florida. They got some pretty
Neither do
sketch
I.
people there. They got gators, man. Am I right? I owned 2 condos for a while. Believe me, I'm not rich at all. Did you like you fully own them, or were you doing like did you like not own them for most, or? And yeah, Ted had a girlfriend while he was killing. Yeah, but I mean, even in that case, he was like a loser. He was worried about it, not remotely. So what were just like highly leveraged or something, Lauren? The most fascinating case is the real time. Literally. Well, he's not a serial killer though. But beyond with American Murder, yeah, I mean, this is really interesting. I don't know if I'd call it a Netflix episode.
Postman are either in power and supported by the government. Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Free homes. I don't know how big the homes are, but when they bought them in 2018, you could get a home in Florida for under 200K.
That's amazing. That's pretty cheap.
That's really cheap.
Yeah. Fully owned. I have 2 mortgages. So are you just like renting some of them out or something? Yeah. I appreciate all the input though, Modern Prospector.
Yeah, there was a lot of
That's
information they
amazing.
gave out, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we find out what's going on at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
hopefully.
go, but it was really nice being on your show and whatnot again.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for calling in again.
No problem.
And
R.I.P.
we'll
Gabby.
probably do this again tomorrow at 11 o'clock, same time, anyways.
Yeah, I might be able to be there. I'm not sure, but R.I.P. Gabby, and hopefully Brian turns himself in, right, or gets
Yeah,
caught or
man.
something.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Well, have a good night, guys.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling, eh?
Yeah. See ya.
Have a good one. That was Ty. He called in. I think this was his third time he called in. If you guys want to call in, I'm gonna go on for about maybe 5 or 10 more minutes. So the link is in the pinned comments. Feel free to call in. If not, like I said, we'll go on for a few more minutes and then we'll be back tomorrow. If there's anything like groundbreaking or new, I'll come on in the afternoon. But if not, then it'll be the same time once again tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that like button, the thumbs up button, whatever you want to call it. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, as that way you'll be notified if I do go live tomorrow afternoon. Let's see what else there is. Nikki, also they moved from New York in 2017 and a home in Long Island. You can get a lot for it, even a piece of crap house. 3 bedrooms, Florida. Lauren says to Nikki, that's where I live. Yep, that was Ty. Trust me, I know how expensive it is here. Yep, Northeast is expensive. I like Ty. He's a good co-host. Yeah, he's cool. Like I said, he called 3 times already, and I like the guy. He's got a lot of good information, and he's really, really friendly and cool to chat with. Everybody's cool to chat with, though, here. That's what I found anyway. I think I've only found like 1 or 2 trolls, but that's to be expected. But it's all good. All signs show that he killed her. Everyone knows that he killed her. Everyone wants him to be caught. Just question of time. But I feel something is more creepy than we think. Definitely. That's why it's such a fascinating case. Denny liked and subscribed. Thank you. Lauren liked and subscribed. Thank you. Yeah, Lauren, you just found me. You said tonight, right? From what was it? Rock a Lot channel. Is that it? I think that's the name of the channel. I got to check that one out definitely, and I'll subscribe to that one. Your favorite doctor would be smart if here were in New York, since he has a New York accent. Would be smart if here were in New York, since he has a New York accent. Is that about Ty? Ty, great co-host. Definitely. I like the guy. A lot is out of place in this case. Oh, so much is out of place. Yes, from the Rock a Lot channel. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check him out. I'm assuming it's a guy. If he were, I meant. I agree. Something more creepy is going on or went on. More to this. Your favorite Darkness, Brian the Killer. Glad you joined, Lauren. You're awesome. Just give me one quick second. I need to take a drink. My throat's getting like dry. One sec. Okay, so let's finish reading off your messages, and then we'll call it a night, and we'll be back tomorrow. Lauren T says yes, Unirock. Tea time. Yeah, I need some tea. It's too much talking. I came over from the same channel. Wow, you guys are all hanging in the same channel. That's cool. I'm gonna definitely go there as well. I appreciate the recommendation. It was a good chat. Awesome. I'm glad you liked it. Yes, I saw you over there too, Modern Prospector. These Barrage is good too, in my opinion. This case is going to get more strange before it makes sense. I know, as if it hasn't already. I came across this channel last night. Yep, I remember you from last night, Miss Melissa. You're in Northern Ontario, right? Nikki, Rabbit, when you have time, check out those videos on Twitter if you want and have a discussion on it tomorrow and give your thoughts. Okay, yeah, if I remember to check it out, I'll check it out tomorrow. There's just so much places to check out and all new information each and every day and so many different sources. It's so hard to keep track of everything, but I'll try. All right, guys, let's end it here. Yeah, Miss Melissa, right, Northern Ontario. What we'll do is, like I said, if anything groundbreaking or whatever happens tomorrow during the daytime, I'll go on live and we can chat about it, and I can hopefully show you some videos as to what's going down, if anything. So make sure you subscribe so that way you'll get notified if I do go live during the daytime. And like I said, tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, we'll do this again. Hopefully, I'll have the regulars here. Maybe we'll have some new people as well. But I do want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Um, it was awesome. You guys are all cool, and it was really, really good that you guys all kept it respectable, and it feels like a real tight knit family, and that's really cool. I would rather have like 20 people on here instead of like 1,000 people with like God knows how many trolls. So I just want to say I really do appreciate each and everybody for coming to the channel, chatting with me and Ty, and hopefully we can all figure out what the heck is going on and where is Brian, and let justice finally come to light. Um, Thanks everybody, and I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. Okay, have a good night. Your favorite darkness, Lauren, Nikki, Miss Melissa, Denny, Jason over at Facebook, Modern Prospector, Lauren. I don't want to forget anybody, but I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody. Oh my gosh. Jason, I said, Lauren, Modern, Lauren, Nikki, Jay. There's going to be a few others, and you guys are going to be crap for it. But you know what? Give me crap tomorrow, because it's way too late to give me crap right now, and I don't want to have any nightmares. Okay? So peace and love. Stay safe. Stay strong. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the family. Family first. Nothing else matters. Everybody, have a good one. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you all tomorrow. This is Trending Rabbit.